Next question for quideo 4. We are told Pew Research in November 2011 polled a random sample of 799 U.S. teens about internet use. 49% of those teens reported that they had misrepresented their age online in order to gain access to websites and online services. So just off the bat, we know that our p-value will be 0.49 and our n-value will be 799. So in the first question, we were asked to find the margin of error for this poll if we want 95% confidence in our estimate of the percent of American teens who have misrepresented their age online. And so to find this margin of error, we would use the following equation, which is our critical value times p times 1 minus p over n square root of the whole thing. Square root of this part right here, and then multiplied times your critical value. And so then referring to table B at the 95% confidence interval level, we can find that our critical value is 1.96. We multiply that by our p times 1 minus p, which is the q value, which is 0.49 times 0.51. Divide it by our n value of 799, square root the whole thing, you get 0.0347, which means that there is a 3.47% margin of error. So in B, we are asked to explain what the margin of error means in context. So basically what the margin of error means is that there will be a 3.47% margin of error between the interval proportion that we receive and the real proportion of the population based on the n value, how big our sample is, as well as our confidence interval level. In C, we are asked if we only need to be 90% confident, will the margin of error be larger or smaller? So I said the margin of error will be smaller because with a 90% confidence interval, we will be given more room for mistake in the fact that we have lesser confidence, and the critical value will be 1.646, which will lead to a lower value here when multiplied. So this will be the same, except it will be multiplied by a lower value here, which will lead to a lower value here, which will lead to a smaller margin of error.